has just signed a bill that would restrict drag performances. This is the first law of its kind in the country, and we've covered it here on the show. We talked about it just a couple of days ago. Supporters of this law say it is needed to protect kids from adult cabaret that they see as inappropriate entertainment. It goes into effect April 1st. But critics say this law now a law, unfairly targets an art form associated with the LGBTQ plus community and broadly makes it seem like all drag is obscene and sexualized. Antonia Hilton is live for us now in Tennessee. Talk about the implications of this, because Tennessee may only be the first domino to fall on this idea.
That's right, Hallie. It's one of at least 14 states where legislation like this has advanced. But as you mentioned, it's the first state where this bill has now been signed and become law. It'll be going into effect the 1st of April. And it's caused a lot of controversy, not just here in Tennessee, but around the country. And in particular, some of the language in the bill, when you talk to civil rights attorneys or experts, there are concerns here that it is broad, that parts of it are vague. There's descriptions of adult cabaret performances of male and female impersonators and restricting them from performing in sexual ways in public or in any place where a person who is not an adult, in other words, a child, would be able to see them. And that's some of the language that has people concerned about what kinds of locations could someone argue a child might be able to see a performer, and who is going to police what constitutes a prurient or sexually suggestive act. Many people here have raised that children are allowed to go to restaurants like Hooters or see cheerleaders or dancers perform at football or basketball games, and that those are public and events that families are allowed to attend and haven't been restricted. So there's concern on the side of performers, of business owners who own restaurants that host events where drag queens perform, of what this is actually going to look like, how this law is now going to be implemented by law enforcement, by prosecutors in the future here. But as you mentioned, it's just the first here, and there's a wave of additional bills that may happen. I just spoke with the senator who authored this bill, and they're very aware that additional challenges are kind of centering around the First Amendment and protections around speech and performance and art are likely coming here. So this is, the first law to go into effect, but it's probably not the end of the fight here, Hallie.